Hello everybody, this is Boxing Bros UK. I'm his Chris. This is my co-host, Andrew the Boxing Brain. And now we're going to Chief support on this night of boxing tomorrow, one of the biggest nights in boxing for years since the Undisputed with, well, not for years, well, it's the biggest night since we've had Usyk Fury, Undisputed at light heavyweight, between two undefeated monsters. Like, you can't say boxing's dying when twice this year we've had two undisputed fights with two fighters at the top of their game who were undefeated. We've had that twice. This is the second time. So boxing is very much alive and well. So what do you think about this fight? Kick it off, Andrew. I know you've got some strong feelings about this.
Yeah, I should caveat this with, I know this is such a name drop, so I apologise, but Chris Eubank Jr.'s manager is a subscriber of our channel, and we appreciate that, and he's a lovely guy as well. But we also have to be honest, and I like Chris Eubank Jr. as a character, as a fighter. He's always entertaining. Yeah. This fight, though, I've got to be honest, I don't like, and we understand, Chris, don't we, why this particular
the money,
yeah, partnership deals. He gets a large say on what's going on, but you know, I just think with how these cards are coming on now, with these Riyadh cards now, it is the one fight on the bill that we're talking about that lets the rest of the card down, and we're just all a bit frustrated. You know, he's at chief support as well, so obviously there's some influence there. And I just had just a few names just off the top of my head that would have been just that little bit more dangerous for him, that would have given him a bit. But I understand that this is a bit of a tune-up fight against Szeremeta. I get that. I don't think Szeremeta's coming with too much ambition, Chris, is he? But you've got your Austin Williams out there. You've got your Shaquille Thompson, up-and-coming, dangerous fighter. That would be dangerous fighter. Would come with plenty of ambition. You know, Denzel Bentley, someone like that, all British affair, that would be tasty on the card. None of them would happen in a million years. I understand that. But the general point I'm trying to make here, Chris, is that I just think this fight, yeah, it's taken the luster off what is a very good card, and I just think it's a shame, really, that we've got this fight, because it could be a lot better. What's your take?
I totally agree with you. Like, you know what? I think, the Ammo Williams fight would have been a lot better, because we know what Ammo Williams is about. He gave Hamza Shiraz a good fight. We know him. We know he's exciting. He's already fought on a Saudi card. Wouldn't have took a lot to get him, like money-wise. It would have been
mark up, see where he's at the moment. You know, where he's at.
And his style suits Eubank Jr. Come forward, try and land big shots. Eubank Jr. likes fighting on the back foot, being elusive, letting them combinations go. Like, it would have been a great fight for him to look good against Ammo Williams, and it would have been a more entertaining, better fight. We still would have picked Eubank Jr. to win, but we know that Ammo Williams is going to come, and he's going to have a go.
And Ammo Williams would come with a lot, and I'm not hating on Szeremeta. You know, this guy's been around the block a little bit. You know, he's a decent. You know, I guess he's fallen into the journey, kind of, you know, better quality German category. I'll probably sort of describe him as that. Just not quite. Every time he's stepped up, he's been found wanting. But Ammo Williams would come with plenty of ambition, want to entertain. And like you perfectly said, that matchup, that's actually probably the best one on my just the fights off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Pitt would be a good style, but he's not going to go down a British title level, Chris Eubank Jr. No way. So I'm not being stupid here. I understand. Yeah, but again, that's stylistically a fight I'd like to see. But yeah, it is what it is with this, isn't it? Because of the circumstances he's in now with Boxer and being a partner. I can totally understand why he's doing this, because a lot of the post-press conference interviews and little bits I've seen around social media after this, when he gets this job done, which I'm sure he will, he wants the massive fights and talking about the huge fights. Great.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. I just wish this fight had just a little bit more of going into it, a bit of a kind of, we might have to work hard a little bit here, because this one is just like, he can basically do what he wants with Szeremeta.
Yeah.
Basically, however he wants to win it, he can do it.
I think Eubank Jr. is going to try and get some rounds in because he hasn't fought for a while. Because that's what he normally does. Like, like when he fights this kind of level, like your Liam Williams, like your Mark Morrison's, he kind of plays with them. He plays with his food a bit, works on things, gets some rounds in. But if he does that, it's a good sign that he's being serious and he's going to take another fight soon. Because I do like watching Eubank Jr. fight when he's in fights. He's always game. He's always tough, you know.
Yeah.
And he has had some good wins. Yeah, they've not been past it a little bit, but he's had some good wins. The Gale, Arthur Abraham, Liam Smith.
Recently, and that was he avenged that loss. Very, very, because a lot of people wrote him off. That's the thing. This isn't a video of me hating on Eubank Jr. I want to make that very clear. Always liked him as a personality, interesting character, good fighter. At times, you've kind of wondered where his career's gone, the inactivity. You know, he did well to avenge that. Like against that, I don't know what was up with Liam Smith. He looked, but you take nothing away from the win. You know, and then after this, you know, if he puts himself in there with risky fights, look, he was saying in an interview actually after the press conference that look, some of these straps are hard to come by. It's hard to get these fights because of the politics. You know, and he seemed to be genuine when he was saying that. And look, I understand that. So he said, if I can't, you know, work myself into a position or get those fights for the belts, then I'm going to look at the massive fights, the names the interviewer mentioned. You know, the Canelos, the Hamzas of this world. So let's hope that after this that he does that, Chris, eh?
Yeah. To be fair, if Hamza Shiraz wins and wins a title, there's no reason why that fight can't happen.
WBO belt. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's no reason why that fight can't happen. Frank Warren's in tight with the WBO. He'll let Hamza have a voluntary straight away. They can do that in February in London or on a rider season card, whatever. So tell me about what happened with him and Conor Benn, because I haven't seen it yet. I've seen it. Them squaring off on each other. Was it happening at the door?
So my take on it was, and it'll be interesting, maybe we'll do a separate video on it, I don't know, but my take on it was Conor Benn was looking to gain clout. I don't know if he's feeling a certain degree of irrelevancy now. 2 fights in 2 years, the whole eggs thing, the drugs thing, and they'd kind of met. I don't know whether it was pre-planned or what. They'd kind of met. Chris Eubank Jr. had his manager there, his entourage. Conor Benn had his entourage there, and they just sort of met, you know, and come up really close. And Conor Benn just started sticking it on him, saying, just as well you're preparing for a fight, just as well you're weight drained, because I'd fucking have it with you now. I would, you know. And Chris Eubank Jr. is going, I love this energy. Bring this energy. Bring it in the ring. You know, and Eubank Jr. really collected. I actually liked how he was. He seemed to love it. He was like, okay. And Conor Benn was getting aggressive, like, we'll have it now. You know, really kind of exercising his dad a little bit there. There's a bit of Nigel Benn coming out.
They were just seeing like their dads.
It came off at, I'm guessing because they want to kind of build that fight again, right? And great. It came off a little bit, to my take, it came off a little bit desperate from Conor Benn, a little bit.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to get some clout and notoriety around.
the problem with this fight is this fight does not benefit Chris Eubank Jr. apart from money. There's nothing. There's nothing in this fight for him apart from I've won up for you for the family of the Eubank name and the money
Yeah.
because if he beats him, he's a welterweight. No one fucking cares. And if he loses to him, oh my god, you lost to a flipping welterweight who hasn't fought for 2 years. Yeah, you're seasoned professional. You've been at world level. He's just a prospect. If he loses, it's terrible for you, man. And if he wins, no one's going to give a shit really, because everyone thinks that he's supposed to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. To be fair, it's kind of. I'd still like to see it personally, but it has lost a lot of its luster with all of the antics that have gone on. But I do see where you're going with that, and yeah.
And the thing about this fight is as well, we ain't gonna get Senior because Eubank Jr. and Senior are not getting on. Like if Senior's not in the build up, I'm not really interested in it. I wanted to hear some. I want to have a bit of a parliamentary procedure.
I don't know what's going on, but I mean, there was even one interview I saw where Chris Eubank Jr. was getting a little bit tearful and a bit down. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there was one there where he was a bit upset about it all, which I can understand. His dad's probably played, in fact, has played, I know for a fact, a massive role in his career. You know, he was a trainer at one stage. Imagine having a fight like Chris Eubank's one of my favourite all-time fighters. You know, as a man. You know, as a character, as a fighter, just legend from my era. And if they're not getting on or not even speaking and not engaging, you know, it must be very difficult. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's So
let's get through to our
predictions.
Yeah, I predict Eubank Jr. 12 round wide unanimous decision.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening. I think again, like I said, it's one of those. Whatever Chris Eubank Jr. decides to do in this fight, I think he's capable of doing. If he wants to let his shots go and let his hands go and stop him, I think he will. If he wants to get the rounds in, create a bit of a show for the crowd, go, you know, exercises kind of in a Prince Nazim or whatever, he can kind of do that. As to what is he going to do? My guess is he's going to get some rounds in, like you say. I think he's going to want to get some rounds in and dust off the cobwebs. And then I think maybe the second half of the fight, I think he might sort of let his hands go and try and stop him. So second half of the fight stoppage, maybe retire Szeremeta on the stall. How about that for a prediction? Retire Szeremeta, round 7, doesn't want to get off the stall. How about that?
There's our predictions, guys. Boxing Bros UK. Like and subscribe. And leave your comments in the comment section, please.
Lovely.
And leave your comments in the comment section, please.